Welcome to Monday Club, ladies and gentlemen. It's Monday. I am Peter Bois. I'm here with the ever-wonderful Gus Davis, and welcome to Monday. Cheers to a video we shouldn't laugh at. It's the eclipse today. The end of the world might happen. We chat about the Conor Mayweather fight. I fly to Tennessee, and Gus spent $600. Welcome to Monday Club. Hey!
Hey, cheers!
Cheers! Our pirate cheers! Oh, cheers to Monday.
Cheers to Monday, man. I cannot tell you how excited I am to see you, my friend. This is going to be a good episode. I'm excited about today's episode.
Me too. This is wham bam, thank you, ma'am. We're like,
it is.
we just like put everything down on paper, aka the screen, and we're rolling with this.
Yeah, Monday Clubbers, this is going to be a one take, one shot, one kill, one take episode of Monday Club. So let me set the situation for you. Today, Pete has a doctor's appointment that he absolutely has to make that we cannot screw this episode up with. So we were like, all right, we can do this. And then I hit the road in literally 2 hours, and I haven't packed yet. So today is...
For how long? How many days?
I will be back on the 31st, so
that is
all
10 days. You have 2 hours to pack for 10 days.
Well, no, I have, after Monday Club is done recording, to pack.
You have 1 hour to pack for 10 days.
That's right. So today is going to be, we're just going to rapid fire all cylinders. So buckle in, Monday Clubbers. Here we go.
Here we go. And we are cheersing also to a video we shouldn't laugh at. Gus, why shouldn't we laugh at this hilarious video?
Okay, so this is a video that I found on Reddit, which I think is my favorite source of getting videos of things that I shouldn't laugh at. And this video is a video of somebody set up, I want you to picture this. It's not a wrecking ball, but it is designed as a wrecking ball. There's just a big bouncy ball that's hanging from a string.
It looks like one of those buoys, those balls.
Yeah.
They put in the ocean.
It looks like some ocean balls.
Ocean balls.
Fine. Ocean sailor balls.
Damn, we got the title off the bat.
It's not to tell you, man. One shot, one take. It's hanging from a tree like a piñata, but it's just at the right height where this little. He's a toddler. He can't. I don't think he can talk yet. I mean, he's a baby, and the baby pushes the ball and very quickly learns Newton's 3 laws of physics. Because the ball swings out, and it's not like it's moving very fast, but it knocks the kid completely on his ass, and then he gets up, and it's him getting up is my favorite part because he's a toddler. He tries to get up, and as he tries to get up, the ball pendulums above his head twice, missing him. And then he stands up and turns around, and it knocks him down again, and then the video cuts off when he stands up, and it hits him in the head the 3rd time, and you can see him fall down. And Monday Clubbers, I know you're not supposed to laugh at infants getting head trauma. Like, I get that. I mean, he probably won't be able to spell his name till he's in 3rd grade now because of this. But
it's hilarious.
It was funny.
I love how he gets up and he barely misses it, and then it comes back for it.
I'd like to put the Jaws theme music around that ball. So that
what does it say about this parent videotaping this?
Dude, not only what does it say about the parent, but here's the thing, and I've watched this video more times than I'm willing to comfortably tell you. But the thing that I think is funny about the parent filming this video is that if my kid got walloped in the head and knocked to the ground twice, by the 3rd time, I think I would go and either help the child or, and this is because of my sick black soul, I would be laughing so hard that the camera would be bouncing so that the footage wouldn't be good anymore. But whoever is filming this is rock steady the entire time this is happening. And that's impressive. You know what? Cheers to you, cameraman, for not breaking while your kid's getting walloped in the head.
Oh man, yeah, you're gonna just sit here watching this all day at work if you watch this video. Oh, poor kid.
You can't have a bad Monday if you're watching a kid just get like smacked in the head repeatedly by a bouncy ball.
Oh man! So cheers to that. What are you drinking, man? What's in the cup of death today?
All right, so oh man, so last Monday Club, I went big and went home, right? Like last Monday Club, I had a very fine Scotch. Today, as previously mentioned, is a big travel day and whatnot, but I didn't want to wuss out, so I stopped by the Einstein's Bagelry and got a large coffee, a vanilla hazelnut, and poured a little bit of Kahlua in there, and that's gonna get my morning started off right before I have to drive for 6 hours.
You totally have 2 hours to sober up. You're fine.
Yeah. I think your math's wrong, but yeah.
You have 30 minutes.
I'll have 30 minutes to complete. I'm good. I'll be good, Ossifer.
Nice. I'm doing. I'm going back to my classic mojito here. It's delicious, man. Summertime.
Let me ask you this, because I know you have a doctor's appointment. Is it slightly watered down, or are you hitting it hard?
It's slightly watered down. Slightly. Yeah, I don't. Did they do a breathalyzer at the doctor's at your yearly physical?
Are you getting a physical?
No. You know, I had this doctor. So when I got health insurance, you have to have a primary care physician. Physician? I can't say that word. Physician. Primary care doc.
One take, man. One take.
Yeah. Physician. Say that 3 times that fast. Physician. See, I can't say it at all. Can't say it one time. So you had to pick one, and it was really difficult to find anyone accepting new patients. So I just kind of, randomly pointed to a doctor on a page and said, "Does this guy have anybody?" And he was. And the guy's like 80 years old, and he has his office in a house, and this old house.
Does he give you lollipops when you're done?
Yeah. I mean, they do have computers in the house, so it's not like terrible. But
dude, everyone has computers in their house. That's not like a boon to this guy. Bryce has a computer in his room, and he's 8.
Yeah. So he's an older guy. Not saying he's not a good doctor. He's fine. I've never really had any issues that I've really needed to see him for, besides like colds and stuff. But I wanted to move to a nicer facility where they could actually, weigh me in the office instead of being sent out to the hospital to, do tests and whatever if I ever needed them. So I changed doctors up, and this is just the hello visit. I don't know. We talk. I don't know. It's like the first visit. It's not a physical. It's just kind of like, hey, I'm your patient now. Hi, I'm your doctor. Let's shoot the shit.
Dude, well then, here's my suggestion to you, my friend. My suggestion is that you get hammered before you go. You just get completely blitzed during Monday Club. I mean, like, hit it hard. And then, so when you meet him this first time, he'll be like, oh man, that boy, I don't know if he's going to make it, And then the next time you see him, you've like clean up, like wear a suit, do your hair, go in completely sober, and he'll be like, man, you've turned your life around. Good for you.
He'll be so proud of me. I don't know. I shaved this morning, and I, made sure I was presentable for the doctor. Is that weird? I don't know. I would want him to think bad about me.
He's gonna get in your personal space bubble. So I think it's fine to groom yourself a little bit before that happens. Man, so I went to I don't know. I was in middle school. I guess I was in middle school. So what was that? 10 years ago.
Yeah, 11.
Yeah,
11.
Yeah, 11. Yeah. Anyway, I was in middle school, and I went to go get some new contacts. And same deal. I didn't know. I was in between doctors, and I found this eye doctor place that I basically pointed to a random sheet and found. And I'll never forget, because this eye doctor that I went to was, like you said, he was in his 80s, late 80s, very late 80s. Had this practice that was really run down. He'd been there forever. And I went in there, and the thing I'll never forget is we talked, and then he got out a wooden ruler and put the wooden ruler up to my eye, and that's how he measured for the diameter of my contacts and the curvature of my cornea and stuff.
Really?
With a wooden ruler.
How would you normally?
Wooden ruler.
What do they normally do?
What they normally do, for those of you who have 20/20 vision and were blessed with sight.
What's the advanced technique that they do currently? Let me say that.
Oh, currently, instead of using a piece of wood that has been filed down and marked with ink marks on it to delineate space and distance and measurement, what they do now is you put your eyes up to a little laser grid thing and it scans your eye and says, okay, here's what your eye looks like in 3D, and here's the contact that we're going to give you, and then you walk out. And this guy measured my eyes with a wooden ruler, and I shit you not, he was 100% accurate.
Wow.
Yeah. But
that's crazy. You know what?
I still laughed. I laughed my ass off when he pulled out a wooden ruler.
You know, there's a statistic, and this is absolutely true, that you are safer with a younger doctor. Older doctors tend to have more deaths on their hands and misdiagnoses. They are worse doctors than young doctors.
Where did you hear this statistic?
I read it on the internet.
Oh, okay. Well,
no, but, okay. I don't know the exact statistic. So
source cited, bitches.
Just make sure. Gus, you don't know by now that everything I say is true. Like, there's absolutely no fault to anything I ever say. 100% accurate all the time. I'm pretty sure this is true, though. Look, Google it. You're better off with a younger doctor. My guess is that they have a lot of pressure on them. Well, first of all, they're just off of med school, right? And they're what is that when they apprentice? Their rounds. What do they say?
Oh, they're doing their internships or residency.
Residency, yeah, that thing. Yeah. And so they're up on all the new technology because they just learned it in school, and they're under a lot of pressure. They don't want to screw up, so they're probably willing to, prescribe extra things or do extra tests just to make sure to cover their ass, so they don't lose somebody or screw up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a little counterintuitive, right? Because on the one hand, I would think that an older doctor would have seen enough shit in their life that they would be like, oh, hey, yeah, this is probably this thing that I've seen back at this other time in my life. Whereas a younger doctor would be like, I don't know, let me put that in WebMD. Do you have a cold or syphilis or
that's probably
herpes? Let's treat for all of them. Here's your bill.
That's probably what makes them worse doctors, is because they think they're overconfident, and so they don't grab those tests that they might. So it could be a cold, but then the younger doctor's like, well, it's a little bit different than a cold, so let's just run that syphilis test. And then they, 9 out of 10 times it's not syphilis, but that one time that they run it, they catch it, and the guy lives or girl lives, and then that's why this is my theory. I have no idea if my theory is true, but
You know what just occurred to me, Mr. Bois? It just occurred to me how often we've said syphilis on this show.
Yeah, we have an episode with that.
We have at least one episode. I think it's creeped into 2 or 3 others. So, syphilis.
Yes, and that's not why I'm going to the doctor today. Got that taken care of years ago.
We'll see.
Oh, with that in mind, thank you guys for listening to our syphilis spoken. I was going to try to say something clever there. Syphilis words of wisdom on Monday Club. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you tell a friend about us because I'm sure they want syphilis education as well. And enjoy the fun on Monday and be part of the club. Make sure to check us out on iTunes. Give us a little rating. Give us some love up there. 5 stars is love. 4 stars is almost love. So thank you. And that's about it. If you want to be friends with us on Facebook or Instagram or anything, MondayClubPodcast.com. You can get all that up there.
Hey, I want to also say that last week we talked about our promo shots since Pete had a new photo shoot. And this week, because of that and because of my commitment to Monday Club, I went ahead and put up 4 of my first promo shots. Really? On our I did. I put it on Facebook. Pete, you can put that on our Instagram. You have my blessing, sir. I lost the bet, so there it is.
It's on your personal account?
No, I put it on I posted it to our Monday Club Monday Club Facebook page, and Yeah, I'll tell you this. At least
I'm
two of
going
those
there now.
pictures. Jeez, at least two of those pictures, I'm wearing a do-rag, which is my signature costume piece for years and years.
Oh my God.
Doing magic shows.
I just got to our face page. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to go to facebook.com/Monday Club Podcast. Oh my goodness. Let me describe to you the wonder that I'm beholding right now. Let me describe this to you. All right. So we have, what is this, 10-year-old Gus?
I'm pretty sure I had to be at least 10 or 11.
10 or 11? 10-year-old Gus. He's got a top hat on. Fine, it's 10-year-old. And then he's got a cape on. Okay, that's maybe should have lost that around 8 years old, but that's cool. And then he's got a magic wand. That's fine, magic wands. But this is the really, really funny part. You're standing in half of a top hat.
Oh yeah, man. We're how else do you take a promo shot?
Giant top hat, and it's half of a giant top hat. It's against the wall.
Here's the thing, Monday Clubbers. And I've told this before, but
I just click next.
I have been the same size. I've been the same mass and density since I was about 13 years old. I really haven't changed physically that much since then, like weight-wise or height-wise. I've been about the same size. So my 10-year-old chubbly self inside this top hat, wearing a top hat and a cape, it's pretty deliciously train wrecky.
All right, I have two questions about this next picture.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Is that a hamster?
No, man. No, it's not a hamster. It's a hedgehog. I used to do magic. Yeah, I used to do in my career. I have done magic with doves, rabbits, hedgehogs, and a cockatiel.
How many survived your magic?
None. I look forward to your letters, Peter.
Okay, second question. Is that your real hair?
Yeah, that is my real hair.
Oh
yeah.
My God, you must have had, that is really long. You have, what is that, braids?
Yeah,
braids.
I have braids in that picture. I ended up having dreadlocks later on in my God damn it,
you
in my
have braids
career.
Down to your tits, man.
Yeah, I did. I had really long hair. I don't know if I've posted it, but I guess my follow-up picture after our challenge next week, if I lose, which I probably will, I'm going to go ahead and post my afro picture, because I went through, when you undid all that, my afro was like, it would seriously block a door. Wow. Like if I went through a door frame, it would block a door when I picked it all out.
That's incredible. This was more of just a chill. I'm going to click next. Oh my God. You can juggle. Are you in a kimono?
Yeah, I am in a kimono. That's what I used to rock for my magic show.
Nice.
I used to wear a Chinese dragon embroidered kimono with do-rag and braids or dreads, and sometimes Nike tennis shoes and shorts, and that was my costume.
Dude, how old are you in this picture?
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Oh man! So he has a black kimono with a badass shirt with these huge collars underneath, and is that a red and white do-rag on top of your head?
That is, in fact, a red and white
right
do-rag
down the
on my
middle.
head.
Looks like kind of a gestury type hat on. Did you pretend you were Japanese in your show?
No, I used to do a lot of God damn it, I hate you so much right now. I used to do a lot of like Chinese card fans and silks productions and stuff like that. And so there was and dragons. There was like a dragon theme throughout my entire show. And so yeah, it all sort of fit. Actually, so trying to get off of this subject a little bit. So I did used to wear a do-rag in all of my shows, and I used to end my show with a sword through neck. So for those of you who don't know, sword through neck is exactly what it sounds like. You get an audience member up there, you put a device around their neck, you take a very, very real, not fake at all sword, and you stick it apparently through their neck, right? So that was my finale trick, and and my bit with it was I would get them locked in the device. I'd pull out my sword, and then I'd pull the do-rag down over my face so it turned into an executioner mask. It was pretty clever. And I did that one time. The last time I ever did that trick, I pulled down. And I always got an adult. I never used a child. Child's necks are too small. I always used an adult. And so I got this dad guy up there for one of my library shows. And I put him in the device. I took the sword and put the do-rag over my face so it looked like an executioner mask. And I started going in to stick it in through the slot. And I hear a little girl in the audience just start wailing, and she goes, "Please, please don't kill my daddy! Please don't kill my daddy! Please!" Like, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you end a show.
Was that the last time you ever did that?
Last time I ever did that trick. Also, strangely, and not sure if it's correlated or not, but last time I ever worked that library. So.
Oh, okay. I'm going to click next. How many did you put up?
Just 4. Jesus, man.
Oh, here's the last one. Okay, this is like more of a traditional magic thing we got going here. We got you holding a cool deck of cards. It has a dragon on it in the fan. That's badass. Oh, let's go back to the kimono real quick. I just have to say that in that kimono shirt picture, your face is alive. We talked about this yesterday. That was a good smile. You had a great expression.
I was on it. I was on it for that photo shoot. Yeah.
And this is more of like badass. I'm gonna fan a deck of cards with a Chinese purse in front of me.
Yeah, I think I went through I'm going to find your card, and then you're going to find my number. Oh, yeah.
What is that? Is that some sort of like Asian-inspired bag?
It was at the time. Yeah, I told you I was really into dragons.
Oh, cool. All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, and then you've got like a shiny polo on.
Yeah, shiny, flamboyant shirt. Yeah.
With a silk hanky over your arm. For an added touch.
I cannot wait till you lose a bet so that we can start talking about all of your fun photos.
Oh, I have to find them. They're probably in my parents' house. So Gus will be able to rip into me one day too from all my past photos.
All right.
I'll get those out eventually.
Oh, what's really sad is I've got lots more. So if we ever do this bet again, don't worry, man. I've still got lots of ammunition on my side.
Gus, you made my day. Cheers to you for the balls to actually show these to the world. Ah, yes. So, so guess what? The eclipse is happening today. This is Monday, the eclipse day.
It is Monday, the eclipse day. So hopefully, if you're hearing this, we all survived the eclipse, the eclipse apocalypse. Hey, let me ask you a pretty direct question there, Mr. Bois. How much do you care about this eclipse? 0 being that you are pretty much aware that it's happening and that's it, and 10 being that you went out and bought glasses and you're excited about it.
I would say I'm a 5. I think it's cool. I did not buy glasses, but my wife works at a college, and she's doing a big event or a small event, and they bought a bunch of glasses, and she was able to sneak me a pair of those glasses. They're really hard to find. They're sold out everywhere. I was looking at local moms groups. They were willing to pay a whole $10 for a pair of eclipse glasses. I almost sold mine and made a little profit.
I don't know what you're talking about. The glasses that I saw, I looked on the Amazons to try to get some glasses just to see how much they were, because Bryce wanted to watch the eclipse. And are we putting the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable? On the it's the eclipse, not eclipse, right?
No, eclipse. Eclipse?
Eclipse. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Bryce wanted to watch the eclipse, and I got on the Amazons to look to see about how much glasses were, and they were like $60-something goddamn dollars for some eclipse glasses.
I could get $60.
Yeah, you don't sell yourself short for $10, man. Yeah, they were like $40 to $60 easy, and most of them were not sold as individuals. You had to get packs, so most of the packs were in the hundreds of dollars for a 2-pack. And I was like, oh my god, for what, 5 minutes of enjoyment to have these glasses? No, absolutely not. Now, I know that there are other glasses out there. People are using welding goggles and stuff like that. I get it, but still, for those people who are just now getting on the Eclipse bandwagon, that seems pretty exorbitant to me to try to spend for a 5-minute novelty.
Yeah, I don't get the there are people traveling across the country and world to get the best, to get the be in the correct longitude and latitude to see the total eclipse. There's about, in Maine, we're going to see about 50% coverage. I don't really know exactly what that means, so it's not going to go directly in front of the sun. It's going to cover about 50% of the sun, I think. And but in 7 years in New Hampshire, it's going to be a total eclipse of the heart. Couldn't help myself.
we got that in Austin. So this year it's 60-something% coverage in Austin, and in 7 years, I think the path is like right through Austin, so it's 100%, which means my laziness for going outside and not looking at the eclipse will just be magnified by the fact that it's actually happening in my own city, and I still won't care.
Gus, we're in the same eclipse path.
Yeah, I think we are.
Yeah, so when it's cool down there, it's cool up here. So yeah, I don't know, it's cool. It's kind of weird. I heard a thing that birds go crazy when there's an eclipse because birds navigate by the stars. And remember, everything I say is 100% true because I hear things from reputable sources. Never check my sources. No, I really think this is true, though. They kind of go nuts for a couple minutes while the eclipse is happening because it goes completely dark, at least where it's a total eclipse, because they navigate by the stars. And when it's dark out, they don't see any stars during the day, obviously. So they kind of go nuts a little bit.
I call total and utter bullshit on that fact.
Do you want to Google it?
No,
Check
I don't. We'll do it later. But total bullshit on that fact. Yeah. Here's the deal. Do I care? No, I don't care at all about the eclipse. I will enjoy watching all of the photos that people post about the eclipse, and I can see if all of Monday Club in 7 years, if all of Monday Club wants to meet somewhere and have a raging drink fest, and like if we can get a party together and at that party pass out solar viewing glasses, and that was the excuse to have the party, 100% for that. 100%. But people traveling and spending thousands and thousands of dollars so that they can be in a place that when they get there it's going to be cloudy and they won't be able to see the sun anyway, makes no sense to me.
Yeah. It's if I missed it, I wouldn't be upset. I might. I don't know. Maybe I'll go have some moonshine while I watch the eclipse. That'd be good. We should do an end of the world Monday Club party. That'd be great.
Yeah, okay. That'll be
for the next eclipse. There'll be one in Austin and one in New Hampshire. Because we're in the
an apocalypse party.
Yeah, apocalypse
whatever.
party.
Yeah.
But didn't Mayans? They had their whole religion was based around the sun. They thought it was the end of the world, right? And they would sacrifice people.
Dude, I don't know what school did you go to get all of these facts, man?
I went to Pico Chico, or what is that? Not Pico Chico. What is it? The ruins, the Mayan
Machu Picchu.
No, that's not Mayan, is it? Anyways, in Mexico, I went to Mayan ruins and I went on the tour, and they told me all this stuff. Gus, I'm a sponge for random facts that might be true.
Oh my god, I love that. Random facts that might be true. Okay, all right, man. Guys, please don't take any tests or answer any questions that are worth money based off of Monday Club. It won't help you. It will not help you.
We should have the Monday Club knowledge book. The world according to Monday Club.
Yeah, go to your first doctor's appointment completely drunk and trashed. That's how it starts.
So we have the eclipse today, and in a week from 2 days ago, on Saturday, we have another eclipse type event. Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather are duking it out live on pay-per-view Saturday the 26th. Are you watching this epic battle for the ages?
No, I'm not. I do like, this is about as sportsy as we're ever going to get on Monday Club, I guess, except for Pete. Pete's a big football fan. But I do like boxing. I used to, when I was traveling, I used to try to get the pay-per-views either at a hotel or if we could have a viewing party at our house and watch some of the boxing fights. They're pretty cool. And I have mad respect for people who train to do boxing. Like, that is some serious training that you have to do just so you can get your ass kicked in the ring. Like, let me ask you this. For $10,000, do you think you could take a Mayweather punch to the face and not get knocked out?
No. Hell no.
Absolutely not.
Because that's not something I can control. I would just, it's a physical reaction getting knocked out.
Well, I don't know, man. These guys, like, they get punched in the face for a living, and, I mean, I guess with training you can sort of control it.
Okay, let me alter your question. Would you take, if Mayweather punched you in the face, and let's hypothetical in this situation, you were going to live, okay? There's no chance you die.
Because I would die. Yeah. I mean, my neck would snap in half. I mean,
yeah.
Just like in all seriousness, I know that my neck is not trained to take a punch like that, right? Yeah. Like, that's insane.
In this world we're living in, you're guaranteed not to die. Would you take a punch in the face from Mayweather? For $10,000.
For money?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
$50,000.
No, I think it would honestly cause brain damage. Yeah. I mean, if my only guarantee is not to die, then no, I'd go through the rest of my life getting coloring books for presents and having the nickname Omelet Face.
Okay, how about in the shoulder? $10,000 in the shoulder.
I have a separated shoulder, and I'm telling you, that sucks.
Okay, $1 million, Gus.
Now, I will say that I will do a lot for $1 million. $1 million is a lot more money than I think people really give it credit for. I would take a punch in the shoulder from Floyd Mayweather for $1 million, but I still don't think in the face. I don't think I would lose all of my teeth. I wouldn't be able to hear on my left side. I would look like an avocado for most of the rest of the year. Like I don't think it'd be worth it.
Yeah, that'd be some serious shit happening there. I'm not like into. My dad's way into boxing, and so he kind of gave me a little bit of that interest. But it's not something I watch. It's a sport that's really hard to keep up on, anyways, even if you're into it, because it's such a small. But when these big fights happen, I actually do get a little excited over them and try to watch the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. I watched with a group of friends, and that was pretty uneventful fight. But I don't know, it's got it just kind of, you get up into this excitement over this big sporting event, and I kind of like it. I was gonna say, what was I gonna say? Damn it, I forgot. Anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna try to watch it this Saturday, and I'm not paying $100 for it though on pay-per-view. I'm definitely gonna find a bar that's playing it and see if I can get in there for a few bucks.
I like the simplicity of boxing. I mean, it's like you can get into all the rules and all the technicalities, but really it's 1 versus 1, and that's it. And when it's over, there's usually a definitive winner, and usually it's pretty straightforward. Though I've seen some boxing matches that were definitely rigged, or the judges saw some stuff that no one else saw, and that's interesting to be part of that history. But yeah, man, I'll tell you, my cousin is a wrestler. He wrestled all through high school and into college, and they have to do a lot of the same training regimens that boxers do. And the biggest thing with boxing and with wrestling is making weight, right? You guys agree that you're going to fight at a certain weight. And in order to do that, for those of you who don't know, what the basic idea is, you train, and then they have an official weigh-in, which is usually 3 days before the actual fight. And at this weigh-in, you have to be at this specific weight for the weigh-in. But that's 3 days before the fight. And so what a lot of people do is they bulk up, they get super ripped, and then for that weigh-in, sometimes they'll lose 20 to 30 pounds in a day, like in a 24-hour, 48-hour period.
That's insane.
Which is super dangerous. You should never, ever do that.
It's all water weight, right?
But it is. It's all water weight.
They sweat it out, and they're on the verge of dying.
Yeah, it's exactly right. In fact, I saw some really weird stuff, things that I would never think about. This is a little bit gross, but one of the things that my cousin was telling me is like, one of the other members of his wrestling team had to lose like 7 pounds in, I don't know, a few hours to make weight for the state championships or whatever. And what they had him do, and I don't know how legal this is, so I'm going to try not to say any names or places, but what they had him do was they took a giant water bottle, like a Ozark gallon handle water bottle, and they just had him spit into the water bottle, just spit, and his throat would get dry, and he'd have to work it out, and then spit. And so he just spit a gallon of spit into this bottle.
What?
But I mean, you think about it, that was inside of you. Now that weight is no longer part of you, and that's what helped him make weight.
And he lost 7 pounds in a few hours.
I mean, I'm not saying that was the only thing he did. I'm sure he had to do some workouts and some, stationary bikes and a sauna and all kinds of other stuff. But that is one of the things that they had him do to make weight, and he made weight. And then, you got to hydrate again and get your body back. And then you go into this fight or this wrestling match back up 15, 20 pounds from what you were just a few days ago. It's insane. And that kind of dedication, it's like, I don't have the dedication to not eat pie every night. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's really hard to have something that you're that passionate about that you can put your body through the absolute max that it can go through and end up still, being part of a sport. So, cheers to those guys. I think they deserve it. Cheers.
I think that's a huge flaw in their rule book because they weigh in the day before, so you're able to do that. And then I wonder how that affects a performance the next day too. Is your body must take a big hit with all your muscles being dehydrated for the next day's fight. But they should weigh in like the morning of the fight, so nobody's going to do that, right? Because it'll affect performance way too much if you have to weigh in the day of the fight. No one's willing to probably do all that weight loss, and then they'll be so weak for the fight they would, it wouldn't help them at all.
Well, and that's part of the reason why they do it ahead of the fight is that if you don't make weight, then the fight could be in jeopardy. Like,
oh, that's true.
So if you did it the morning of, or right before you stepped in the ring, if one person's 2 pounds overweight, well then the fight's over, and everyone just spent $100 on pay-per-view for nothing.
Yeah. So you don't watch regular UFC or boxing, do you?
I used to. I haven't in a long time. I'm not really I haven't been a TV guy in a long time, though. Though I will say, over this last week, I watched the entire first season of Glow, the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. Oh my God, that was a good show.
Yeah,
really
I recommended it to you.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I used to watch a lot of, especially the old school UFC before they actually had rules where you could, blind people and knock people's teeth out. like old school UFC, when I was in high school, I watched a lot of those, and then it's really changed and evolved a lot, and I have mad respect for those people for all their skills and just being able to take a beating like they do. That's pretty impressive. And I really enjoy the sportsmanship of UFC. Like if you hit me as many times and as hard as those people hit each other, then at the end of the fight, like, you and I aren't going to hug it out. Like, that's just not something that's going to happen. But, I mean, those guys, and girls, what they're really into is the technicality of how to be an ultimate fighter. And so, yeah, afterwards they touch gloves, they hug, they're sportsmen to each other. And yeah, I just could not do that.
Yeah, the biggest thing, my buddy Dave is a huge UFC fan, and he's been sending me videos, and he's the one that's actually brought to my attention and got me pumped up for this fight because I don't follow any of it. And I've been watching some of these videos, and I'm kind of getting pumped up for it. The biggest question, obviously, so Conor, for those of you who don't know, Conor McGregor is the best UFC fighter in the world, is basically how I understand it. And Floyd is the undefeated world champion boxer, 49-0. And so Colin is going over to boxing. Do you think...
Conor.
Yeah, Conor McGregor is going over to fight as a boxer, so he can't use his feet or elbows or whatnot. He's got to follow a completely new set of rules in the ring. But, he's still got that fighter's instinct, and he's badass. And so I think that throws a huge... That's what makes it the most interesting for me, is to see how he's going to fare in a fight. That he's been training obviously for months as a boxer, but it's a completely different format. So I'm really interested to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think it's a good cross promotion. I gotta say, you want to put some wager on it?
Yeah, I know who I would bet for already. Do you?
All right, yeah, I know who I'd bet for too.
Who?
I'm gonna go with Mayweather.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to go with McGregor.
Yeah, I think McGregor's in a street brawl, hey, two guys just jumped out of their car and ran into an alley and just started duking it out. I think McGregor would win this fight. I genuinely do. But Floyd Mayweather isn't 49-0 in the boxing ring for no reason. That dude knows boxing. And I don't think either one of them is going to get knocked out. I think they're pretty used to getting punched in the face. So I think they're going to be okay. So I think it's going to come down to technical skill of boxing, and in that arena, I think Mayweather is as good as it gets for technical skill in boxing.
I agree with you, but I always tend to go with the underdog for some reason. It's in my blood, and but here's the reasons why I think he has a better chance than people give him credit for winning this fight. Is he's got nothing to lose. Mayweather is 49-0 as a boxer, right? He's in his wheelhouse right here. Conor McGregor has nothing to lose. If he loses, he's like, "Oh, I'm not a boxer. Oh well, no big deal." Yeah, it'll hurt his ego a little bit, but not anywhere near what Mayweather would feel if he lost. So he's got that. He's got a bigger reach. Floyd Mayweather, I was watching some YouTube videos, hates southpaws. He always has trouble. The only time he's ever been knocked down is by a lefty, and Conor is a lefty, is fighting lefty. So. And he's got a 2-inch reach on Mayweather, and he's a freaking loose cannon. You ever see this guy trash talk? I mean, he's the most badass. He's freaking crazy. And I think that fighter instinct, obviously Floyd has it too, but I don't know. Conor has nothing to lose. He's really motivated, and I don't know. I think I would put money on Conor.
All right, man. Here's the thing. Before this episode is aired, the fight is going to happen. So I guess, Monday Clubbers, you guys can't get in on this bet. I will say this, though. The Monday after this fight happens, here's the wager that Pete and I are going to put on this thing. If your guy wins, if McGregor wins,
all right,
I will post a picture of me with the most hair I've ever had picked out as an afro. If Mayweather wins, Pete will post a picture of the most hair that he's ever had on our Facebook and Instagram page.
We're going to have to go back to when I was like 12.
I don't care. I don't care. Whatever it is. All right? All right? Bet? All right.
We just did a Skype shake.
All right. Well, I think that brings us to...
Hey, it's time for Stories from the Road.
All right.
So I want to start this off.
All right, go for it.
Okay. Last episode of Monday Club, we had to take a quick commercial break while I went and investigated my house because I heard voices in my house. Well, was it that night? No, the next day, my wife and kid both went on vacation. They both left me alone in my house for 2 or 3 days.
They trusted you?
And, yeah, I guess so. And, you know, hearing people talk in your house is a little creepy, and I'm still not sure what it was that made me run out and have to double check that everything was cool. But it inspired me to go get a security system. I got a video surveillance security system. I did a whole bunch of research online as to what the best video surveillance system was, and it came down between two. And now, I also want to say that Monday Club gets no sponsorship money from any of these companies, though if they're listening, we're available. I was really interested in the Nest security system, the Nest video security system, because I travel so much. I wanted something that I could deal with online with my phone and just have it just all be automated. And then the other one that I was looking at is the Arlo wireless digital security system. And I ended up going with the Arlo video surveillance system. And guys, I could not be happier with it. It is freaking magic. They just come with mounting brackets that are just pieces, little half balls of metal that you can hook up onto wherever, on your walls or ceilings. They're indoor, outdoor, so it doesn't matter where you put them in. They come with rechargeable batteries. These batteries last anywhere between 1 and 6 months, depending on how much the camera gets used. They're motion activated, and the big kicker for me was that they record. They store their recordings for 7 days for free. So if anything happens, you can always go back to your recordings and post those videos or send those videos to the police or whatever. You can Zoom and all that stuff. So free storage on the cloud and wireless, so you don't have to put holes in your house or plug it in and run extension cords or wire it into your house or anything like that. And it has been magical. Whenever the Amazon guy comes to deliver packages, it's really nice to see that somebody's walking down, and it has two-way talk. So you can get on your phone and be like, "Hey, what are you doing on my lawn?" And somebody will, "Oh shit, I don't know." So yeah, it's really cool, and I've really enjoyed it. And being home by myself, I've been able to double check that there's no spooky spooks in my in my living room right before I go to bed.
Arlo, ARLO?
ARLO. I got the Arlo Pro, and I got the one that came with 3 cameras. You can get as many as you want to. They're pretty expensive, which is why I said that this whole last week on Monday Club cost me a whole lot of money. But I also called our homeowner's insurance and said, "Hey, I just installed some security cameras," and they said, "Cool, we'll give you 15% off of your homeowner's insurance."
What?
So over the next 4 or 5 years, it'll just pay for itself. So
It's like
there you go, Monday
$100
Club.
a year. Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it's great.
That's awesome, man. Where'd you pick them up again? Best Buy?
I went to the Best Buys. I've pretty much maxed out my Best Buy credit card. So but like I said, those things plus that savings on the homeowner's insurance, and they didn't need anything. I was like, "Hey, I got this and installed it." They're like, "Okay, cool. What was the name of it?" And I told them. They're like, "Where'd you buy it?" And I told them, like, "Cool, 15% off your homeowner's insurance. There you go."
Bam. So can you see? You can see everything on your cell phone?
Yeah, you can see everything on your cell phone. It doesn't call out to the police, but there's an alarm that you just hit a button that says alarm, and it comes with a 100 decibel alarm as well.
Huh.
So it will scare people away. And then again, it's really nice to be able to record and send those recordings wherever they need to go. So it's especially as a traveler and with busy season about to hit, it's going to be really nice to be able to lock down the house while I'm gone.
Does it come with stickers and signs you can put in your lawn, protected by Arlo?
It does. It comes with little stickers that you can put on your window or on your door that says, "Hey, you're under video surveillance," which I think those stickers do almost as much as everything else.
Yeah, you could put dummy cameras up and put stickers around, and you're good to go. I think.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's really, I think, crime, at least burglary, is like a crime of convenience. You know, they don't want to work harder than they have to. Everyone's got the same shit in their house: TV, some DVD player, maybe a couple electronics. You know, they're gonna get the same shit everywhere. Right,
and that's the thing, man. Home security is just to try to keep the honest people as honest as possible, right? Because if someone wanted to, they could take a chainsaw and open up the sidewalling of your house and walk in. They could make a new door and walk in. And honestly, I bet 50% of the time you could totally get away with that. If I just walked into somebody's backyard, didn't see any cars, pulled out a saw, and just made myself a new door and emptied out their house like the Grinch, like, I bet I could pull that off. So the real question is, how convenient is that? And the answer is, it's just much more convenient as a thief to find a place that you're not going to get recorded and locked out and all of that stuff. And honestly, it's just probably annoying to have a 100 decibel alarm system going off while you're trying to steal all this shit. So yeah, just go find a different house. Mine.
Where'd you put the cameras? What rooms?
So I put one. I don't know if I want to say this on here.
Gus, can you please put on Facebook the exact angles of these lenses and where the cameras are facing, and a map of your house with the floor plan?
God. So someone's gonna do like some stealth stuff where they're gonna steal all my stuff, and I'm just gonna see like little notes left everywhere. It's like, man, you should really check your angles, dog.
All right, don't say that shit. So
I will say that there are a couple that are outside, so I can see my front door and lawn. I can see the back lawn and the back door, and I can see the main rooms of the house with the indoor ones.
Yeah. Now, crime of convenience we were talking about at my show, Conjuring at the Colony, last week. I have someone that works for me on Thursday nights and checks people in and, you know, takes credit cards and takes cash for door sales of tickets. And I use Square credit card reader for the credit card sales at the door. So I loaned the guy that works with me my phone for the night so he can do the Square credit card reader. And during the show, he put my cell phone down on the table right by the door, and I'm performing inside. The door's in the hallway, and he just went, I don't know, 30 feet down there's a TV, you know, because he's out there to prevent people from just sneaking in and whatnot. And he was just watching one of the football games that was on, preseason football games, and he was 30 feet, and when he turns around, my cell phone is gone. And yeah, he's freaking out. And I learned this after the show was over, obviously. I was inside doing a show, and he went to the front desk and eventually went to the front desk, and it was turned in at the front desk, and someone found it in the elevator, one of the housekeeping. So there's two possibilities. Now, this is like Kennebunkport, so this is a nice, super nice area of Maine, you know, in the Colony Hotel. It's probably like $250 a night to stay there at least, depending on the room you get. It's like this old, super right on the water, maybe $400 or $500.
Or $150 after you've hawked somebody's cell phone that you just
right?
found.
So it's like someplace you might not expect crime as much. I don't know. And then, so it could have been either like some housekeeping and they say they found it and they didn't want to admit to it, or somebody couldn't get into it and put it and left it in the elevator, and then somebody returned it. But
dude, that's terrifying.
Yeah, an important point to this. So the week before I loaned him my cell phone, I just took the passcode off completely because I didn't have to want him worrying about getting back into the phone when it locked back up. And then after the show, I tried using my Apple Pay, and it said my credit card was deleted. It was deleted because I took the passcode off. So it was a security measure to protect me from people using my my credit card. So that was good. So I was like, that's annoying. So I put my credit card back into Apple Pay. And then this week, because that was annoying for me, I said, okay, I'm going to change my passcode, my PIN, so I don't have to lose my Apple Pay again. So I let him choose a PIN number, and I changed it for the showtime, so he would have the PIN number. And if I had not done that, the reason why they didn't keep the phone is because they couldn't get into it. If I had not done that and kept the passcode on, my phone would have been long gone. So
that's really good advice. So here's here's how I get around that, okay? I have a standing rule that I would say with the only exception of James, who I think has all of my, like, James probably has my social security number, and I'm good with that, right? But with the exception of that, anybody who I need to let use my phone to run Square for sales or to do music, because sometimes I'll have backup music on my phone and stuff like that, what I do is I let them put in their fingerprint on the Apple, on the iPhone.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And so, yeah, so I don't give them my PIN number because I think it's probably my same PIN number for everything, right? I don't give them my PIN number, but I do give them, I do set up a, hey, put in your thumbprint here. And then for the duration of the time that they need to be working with my phone, they can always get into it with their thumbprint. And then I'll delete that later on. But that's really helpful for me because they'll always be able to get into it, and then also, you know, I don't have to share any of my information with them.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. The only problem that you could potentially run into is if it misses the fingerprint 3 times, then it resorts to the PIN code, and you need a PIN code to get in. So if you're not around to put that PIN code back in, then they could be locked out.
It's true. I haven't run into that yet, but it's so, because our phones have everything on them, right? Just absolutely everything. It's really dangerous, and you really have to you have to think about all of those kinds of things. I think James is telling me a story of, we have a Google Home, which is the Google version of the Amazon Echo, right?
Yeah.
So I've heard that there are people who come in and they say, "Hey Google, order me 17 cases of tuna fish on Amazon," and there's some people who don't have it set up where it's like, okay, I just spent $3,000 on tuna fish.
I did that, or I didn't do tuna fish. I did that to my buddy. He has an Alexa and or a Echo, whatever those Amazon thing is. And I was at his house, and I went over to it, and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to activate some people's Alexas now. Hey Alexa, order me condoms." But I wussed out and canceled the order before it happened.
Well, it was. I almost started laughing right there. I said that on air, and I heard in the living room our little Google thing start talking. So I almost ordered tuna fish on my damn self.
They're damn good, those mics. So I was on the road this week. I flew from Manchester to Atlanta to Greenville, Spartanburg, South Carolina, and then I drove from South Carolina through North Carolina through Tennessee for my hotel in Kentucky, which my show is right on the border of Kentucky and Tennessee. So I drove through a few states to get to my hotel, and then did my show. And because the eclipse is today, and my wife works at a college, they're having an event there, she asked me to buy moon pies. Do you guys have moon pies in Texas?
Oh, hell yeah. Moon pies are the best.
Moon pies are not around up in these northern states. So she's got some very hard to find, and nobody really knows them around here. If you don't know them, they're like chocolate-covered cookies with marshmallow in the middle.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly what they are, and it's the quickest way to sugar beat us that you can get, man. It's probably 1,000 calories for each one of these, but it's cookie isn't even the right thing. It's more of like a crumbly cake, like a moist, delicious crumbly cake with marshmallow inside, covered in a special never gonna go bad chocolate. I mean, they're just delicious.
Yeah,
it's like if embalming fluid could taste good, that's what it would be.
Yeah. She asked for about 40 moon pies, and I called up the Cracker Barrel. I found a Cracker Barrel on my drive, and I'm like, they have a little store. I bet they have moon pies. And I called them, and they said, yeah, we have them. So I pulled off the highway and went in and bought 4 boxes of moon pies. And I had to get them home. I had to take all of my clothes out of my carry-on. So I have my showcase, which has my show in it, and it's checked luggage. And then I have my little carry-on roller bag that has all my clothes in it. and I had to take all my clothes out of my carry-on bag and put it in my showcase for the ride home. And then just in my carry-on bag, I had these huge 4 boxes full of moon pies in my carry-on. And in the airport, I got talking to this woman, and we started talking about the eclipse, and then somehow she mentioned moon pies, and I was like, "Oh, you're gonna like this." And I opened up my luggage and my carry-on, and there's 4 huge boxes of moon pies. She died laughing.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious, man. Yeah. Well, kudos to you, man, for going in shopping at Cracker Barrel. That's that's not something you get to say every day.
No. So last week I issued a Monday Club challenge, and I did this challenge. If you follow me on Facebook, I issued this challenge, and I got suggestions, and I did it. I'm not going to say anything about it because Gus starts on the road today, so you actually haven't had a chance to complete the challenge. Is that right?
Yep. I'll do that for our next Monday Club.
So we will check back in on the Monday Club challenge. For a reminder, the Monday Club challenge was we're going to play the Super Trooper game. So you ask Facebook or Twitter to give you words or phrases that you have to work into your show. And I got... Oh, I'm not going to say anything about it. You probably already know. You follow me on Twitter or Facebook, Gus. But, yeah. So, and then you have to work them into the show, and it can get really funny. And I will say one thing. I did videotape the show. So I have audio and video proof of my completion, and I'm going to put a video out there of this challenge as well on YouTube.
All right. Well, the challenge is still on, sir, and I will make you proud this week.
Nice.
Teachable moments. That jingle still gets me right here in the heart. Yeah.
Thank you, James. James did that. That was very nice. So my teachable moment this week is if you build a theater, make sure it has air conditioning. That's pretty simple. My show in Tennessee, I had a great show. It was lovely. They were wonderful people. It was actually in renovation, so they hadn't actually installed the air conditioning yet. And it was like, 85, 90 degrees in the theater with a couple hundred students. And, I sweated my balls off, but we had a great show, and it was fun anyways. But, it would have been nice to have a little 70 degrees in there.
That's so difficult when you have a theater that's hot because you have to, as a performer, recognize to the audience that it's hot. Obviously it's hot. You have to recognize it. And at the same time, it's your job to try to make people think that their lives suck less by sitting there in a hot room versus going back to their own room where it's cool.
Yeah. Now, the worst shows I've ever had are when I used to do a ton of libraries every summer, and in the smaller towns, the only performance places they had were old town halls, and they were old wooden town halls, 3 stories high, and the stage was in the 3rd story, and it was like 90 degrees outside, 100% humidity, and then you're stuck in this 3rd story room
with all the heat
building
rising up there. Yeah,
and that's where all the heat catches, and you're at least 100 degrees doing a show, and I just remember being soaked completely through in those days doing those gigs.
Oh, man. Well, my teachable moment is simply this, guys. Do your research. Don't get caught up in the hype. Don't get caught up in the moment. Do research to find out what the best deal for you is. As you all know, I moved into a new house. This house has French doors. The French doors face the west. So from about 1 o'clock till right now 9 o'clock, the sun comes directly through those French doors, heating up my house and making it super hot. I had a $400 electric bill this last month. It was awful.
You need a Tesla solar roof.
Yeah, I do. And so I was looking for some blinds to put over our French doors. And it turns out that the blinds that I was originally looking at that I got really close to buying were like $400 a panel for the blinds that I was liking. And I was like, good God, I don't want to spend $800 to block out the sun. That seems stupid. Well, on Amazon, I found some blinds that were $30, and they are badass. They literally come with a Velcro strip that you stick onto the top of your door and then Velcro these blind things to the top of the door. So if you don't like them later on, you can take them off, no worries. And you can roll them up and Velcro them into these little loop things and have them out of the way. But during the day, you can open them up and they cover the doors. Anyway, I've been super, super happy with it. So if you have that problem, if you have some doors that are keeping you from having a good electric bill, do your research, find something cool, and I cannot highly recommend these things enough. They are pretty badass and cost me $30. So,
boom! Happy Monday, everyone. Go out there and party like it's a Monday.
Party like the world isn't going to end. We'll see you next Monday.
Thank you guys so much for being with us on Monday Club. Make sure you check out what we do at MondayClubPodcast.com, Facebook.com/Monday Club Podcast, Twitter at Monday Club Pod, Instagram, Monday Club Podcast. Email us questions, comments, concerns, MondayClubPodcast@gmail.com. We want to throw out some love. Special thank you to James Caldwell, our sound engineer, and Zach Holder for our music. So, yeah, go have a total eclipse
of the heart.